It is Friday, November 15th. I'm Geoff Schwartz. That is Matt Ford. This is Geoff Schwartz is Smarter Than You. We are doing what we normally do every Friday. We're trying to give you guys winners. Matt, unfortunately, maybe less winners than most years, but we're going to give you some anyways. We're going to do our best to dig out of this hole that we've been in so far this season. And we'll go through every game like normally do. We'll give you our five. This will be a fun week, Matt, for a couple of reasons. One is that I have a lot I like, which I normally don't. And we have two of five we know we're putting in before the show starts. So, like, that's part of the fun of this, of finding the other three. If you had listened to me last night, you would have won money, Matt, via our text messages. I did bet against your Comandantes last night. That was a favorite of mine for the week. That was an ugly game. How's the confidence meter for the
It's
Comandantes?
fine. I mean, I feel like, look, playing a short week divisional road game after Pittsburgh with your quarterback clearly not fully healthy, kind of a tough spot. But they have 10 days. They play Dallas, they play Tennessee, then they have a bye, then they have the Saints. So they can be 10-4 in a couple weeks. So I feel fine.
10 wins will be a playoff team for sure, which will be a great success for this team. The other reason why today is exciting, Greg Morris Cards is jumping on. You're going to see
Yeah.
their QR code. If you watch this show on YouTube, on Twitter, I'm telling you now about them. So it's on Matt's, it's right there. Other side, Matt. There you go. On the other side. So if you like trading cards, if you like cards, if you're getting into it, scan the QR code, learn more about Greg Morris Cards. We'll talk to you about them throughout the show. And Matt, let's get into the games for the week. I think there's four teams on bye two. One played yet, two teams played yesterday. So a shorter menu of games. And there are some stinkers, but there are some that we absolutely are going to wager on, Matt. Lead us off, buddy.
Yeah, let's start with one I think we're going to wager on, Jeff. The Ravens are at the
Oh,
Steelers. The
geez.
Steelers are 3-point home dogs. The Steelers got to feel that one. Got to be aware of that line, given how Mike Tomlin tends to rise to the occasion here. What do you think?
What's the show prep you text me the other day? The double dip show prep.
Yes, that's right, Jeff. I reuse the research for shows that I make on this show. While that loads, I will say it's the basic gist is
It's the Steelers are good in this
Mike
situation.
Tomlin is very good. He is the best coach in the last 20 years as an underdog, 62-35-2. The underdog in this series, 28-10-3 against the
Yeah.
spread in the last 20 years. Tomlin 20-15 straight up as an underdog. Like he wins more games than he loses when he is an underdog. And 15 of the last 18 matchups in this series have ended by seven, been decided by 7 points or less.
Yep.
So
They're always close.
trends, I mean, that's not a small sample size. These two teams
No,
play every
it's
year
not.
with the same coaches.
No, it's not. And think about sort of the way the Steelers are moving the football, which I think, again, when they play against a team that sort of is complementary, Matt, it's going to be hard. But right now, they're not playing that team. The Ravens' pass defense is not good. Pittsburgh, I think, will have success throwing the football in this game. And that's a big part of it. Like they've been able to throw those go routes. No one's been able to stop them. The Ravens don't stop anyone on those routes either, right, Matt?
Yeah.
So I think that the matchup also favors the Steelers in this. I don't know if they win the game, Matt, but Pittsburgh +3. I mean, this is a one we've always played. We've always had an opinion on every Steelers game this season, but you'd
I
much rather
know.
be on the side of the Steelers in this spot than Baltimore. And this is a spot again, like they've routinely come through in these situations.
They do. And they're at home. Like this is just it's a surprising disrespectful line to the Steelers. And the Ravens, I don't know. They're very good. They can pull away, but they're also like not a perfect team. So uh let's back Russ, man. Your favorite guy to back over the years. I think
I hate
every
it so
time we've
much.
we've bet on him, you've regretted it. All right, one down, one for one. The Vikings at the Titans. Vikings
Oh,
laying 6, maybe 5.5. The play I think here is Minnesota, but I don't know if we can stomach it.
no, no, no chance. Yeah, Minnesota, especially after they easily covered. Well, they didn't easily cover. They had been sorry, take that back. They made a bunch of mistakes and still covered last weekend, right? In Jacksonville. Well,
Yeah,
depending on what number you got, right? The original number they covered, the closing number they didn't because of the injury news to Lawrence. Yeah, I mean, it'd be Minnesota or not in this game. Tennessee is giving us nothing offensively for weeks now. They went into Los Angeles, did nothing. Will Levis, I took his court, I took his under. I will probably take it again this weekend for passing just every week. Take his under. It would be Vikings or pass, but I think we can pass on this one, man. I'm not laying it with a road team like this.
yeah, that's probably fair. I'm gonna put a just note on this if we can't get a fifth, and I'll make
Oh,
the
okay.
case for it
Oh, okay. I'll put it
because
down to maybes.
it's just if we can't get a fifth. It's the
Okay.
first one we cut, but it's like I don't know, Minnesota's D against Levis. Minnesota last week they had just like the weirdest, flukiest game. I think they had like 400 yards of offense, but had like three terrible turnovers
Bunch
that
of
were really
turnovers. Yeah.
unlucky.
Yeah.
So I think they're a little undervalued, and this Tennessee team is just terrible. Um, okay, moving on to speaking of terrible, the Browns are at the Saints. Homecoming game for Jameis Winston, perhaps. This
Oh,
one you can get +1 on either side. As at the books right now.
yeah.
Cleveland?
I love the Browns in this
Yeah,
spot.
great. Done.
Um,
Plus
and
one.
yeah, let's talk about this for a second. So the Saints won last week on that sort of new coach bounce, but are we sure it's a new coach bounce? I don't know. MVS, right?
Yeah.
Had 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's not having 100 yards in 2 touchdowns again this weekend. Like that is an aberration from him, who doesn't ever do this in the regular. I watched him play for years and years in Kansas City. Show up in the postseason. They call him playoff MVS for a reason. The regular season never showed up, and they're not going to have that performance again this weekend. The Browns are off a bye, which is important. They're well rested. They're going to have an offensive plan. The Saints defense is no better. The matchup of the Browns defensive line, the Saints offensive line, to me is a big mismatch in this game, Matt. I like the Browns here plus the 1.
Yeah. And the Browns are healthy, which they haven't been all season. They had perfect attendance in practice on Wednesday.
Oh, okay.
Um,
There you go. Practice
Stefanski
report. I like it.
Stefanski 3-1 off a bye in his career. Saints second worst team at home since 2018. All interesting. So I really liked Cleveland. I thought I was gonna have to talk you into it, which is why I had all those
No, no,
stats,
no,
but we
no,
don't even
no,
need that.
no.
Cleveland's
Cleveland's. It was one of my best bets on bear bets too. I like
plus
Cleveland this
one.
game.
So yeah, well,
Yeah,
I only pay attention to this podcast of yours.
it's okay. I know.
I'm a monogamous Geoff Schwartz follower. Um, the biggest spread of the week, and I think actually now the biggest spread of the season as we get up to 14. The Lions are laying 14 to Jacksonville. I mean, the Lions are still the side. We're
Yeah,
not
they
doing
are.
it.
No, I mean, look. We write all the maybes down. Detroit minus 14. This is going to be the
Jeez.
problem. Is this is going to be everyone's like dumb public side. Them have to fade because all the people I fade are having the best seasons of all time
I
uh,
know. This is
this
everyone's
year.
teaser, everyone's
Well,
like
no,
money line
you can't even
parlay.
tease this. When you tease this to 8, it's not even
Yeah.
teasable.
I mean, you throw this in Pittsburgh and it's in a 7-pointer, get it up to 10 and
Oh
down to
no,
7.
the best teaser of the weekend is Chiefs Steelers.
Yeah, Chiefs. Yeah, we'll get to the Chiefs. 100%. That's a good one. There's a lot of teaser candidates. Maybe we can build one on the fly. Um, yeah, I don't. I'd rather do Minnesota than Detroit. 14 is a
You
lot.
could just tease Minnesota down to 0.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, all right, we're passing on that for now. We think Packers at Bears. Packers. This one's moved down a bit. The Bears are 5.5-point home dogs. Yet all the money is on Green Bay and all the bets.
I I think we just skipped this one. I don't feel great. I mean, it'd be to me, you just can't put the Bears right now. Their offense hasn't scored in how many drives, Matt? Touchdown and how many drives now? Like 30 straight drives. I'm not sure that firing Waldron's the problem. It's not a very confident offense right now. Everything's a problem. There were 9 sacks last week. Only 4 were on the offensive line. Guys are not open. Caleb Williams is indecisive and not getting rid of the ball, Matt. And I'm not sure a Packers defense that is really good at confusing quarterbacks is the place to play the Bears in this spot. You know, like it's just, and I don't think you can play the Packers on the road here in a divisional game as a big favorite. I think this is just a straight pass for us.
Yeah. It's sad watching Caleb Williams get the Trevor Lawrence treatment where it's like he comes out, feels like he's going to be this amazing guy, gets put in this weird team in this weird coaching situation, and you can't undo that lack of confidence that
Yeah.
he's going to have off of this first year. So I really hope that he turns it around. But yeah, pass for us there. God, what do we do with this one? The Raiders are at the Dolphins. The Dolphins are 7 to 7.5-point favorites. Does anyone watch the Dolphins this year? Like, I don't understand this, but
Gardner Minshew
we're not taking the
back in the lineup
Raiders.
for the Raiders. Well, look, I've been taking Gardner Minshew unders every week because he gets benched every game. In the middle of every game, I'll probably go back to well again, even though he probably doesn't get benched in this game. Yeah, I mean, it'd be Raiders or pass, right? I think in this spot. But I think we just pass. I mean, there's other opportunities we have that I think are better than this one. I don't trust either of these teams, Matt.
I don't either. I yeah, this is a hard stay away for me. The Dolphins are such a mystery. I'm not buying them at all. That's another possible teaser game, actually. How about this one, Geoff? The Rams, 4.5 point
Ooh,
road favorites in New England. Uh, Everyone kind of likes New England. I feel like I actually can't tell what the line is reflecting here, to be honest. But
I think it was six, right? Opened six and then got hit down
yeah,
after the Rams lost, which we both had the Rams in that game in our contest. We were really surprised by that result. The Rams did not play well. I say this all the time, Matt. I felt this way in this game. Like the Rams lost the game more than the Dolphins won the game. Like the Rams just didn't play very well. And they fly across the country to play on the road outside against a New England team that is feisty. It's 3-7. Like they just Drake May's been alive. They've been better, certainly more confident team. Defense has gotten better this season. Um, I would be on the Patriots or nothing. I don't really trust the Rams in this spot. Short week on the road across the country, cold weather. They're a dome team. They're used to playing inside. I would either take the Patriots or pass. I mean, pass feels fine.
yeah. I mean, I feel like I want to bet the Rams every week. I kind of like them again here.
I'm gonna put them in the maybes then.
Yeah, I mean, McVay 10-1 in his last 11 on short weeks for whatever reason.
Was
He
gonna keep
does
coach. I think
tends to
that's
do well
why.
there. Yeah, and like I keep thinking of the Baker Mayfield Thursday night game
Yes,
situation. Like he knows how to like quickly turn
he
things around.
does.
He's
Yes.
also good as a road favorite over four,
Interesting.
especially on the short week.
Interesting.
Uh, so I don't know. I think the Patriots are a really bad team that, you know, got a nice win over a team that's falling apart last week, and the Rams are super desperate and need this one. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I don't love it, but I do feel like the Rams would be the side if we absolutely needed one.
Okay. So I put them in the maybes. We
Oh
got some
boy.
interesting maybes. Tell you that. Minnesota, Detroit, Rams so far.
Yeah.
Maybes.
Well, and then I know we've got one or two more we definitely like. And then it's gonna be up for grabs here. All right, let's do the last 1 o'clock and then we can talk about Greg Morris here.
Yes.
So we've got the Colts at the Reeling Jets. The Jets are laying 4 points. The money and the tickets are evenly split here. Um, this is a hard one to handicap, I think.
I like the Jets.
Oh God, really?
Not my favorite. I have
Oh,
other
yeah,
ones I
okay, good.
like. If you're asking me what side, I mean, Anthony
It's just
Richardson is back.
Richardson, right? Yeah.
It's just Richardson. He's back in the lineup on the road. Like, don't love it. I don't love the Jets. I don't love the Jets, but I it's we're fading Richardson in this spot, right? Um, the Colts. I'm just fading the Colts, but again, I can't say I'm fading the Colts because the organization feels like it doesn't have a plan right now. And then also backing the Jets, Matt, who have
Yeah.
gotten worse since they fired Robert Saleh. And the ones that we I like two other ones a lot more that would get us to four. There might be one you love to get us to five. Like this is just not the best play we have on the board, but I think it is the side I would take in this game.
Yeah. I'm I'm okay putting it in there as a maybe. Uh, I would put Minnesota above that one, but yeah, the Jets just worry me. Their defense seems to be falling apart. Sometimes a little breaks for a quarterback. We saw it with Bryce Young, like he came out and looked like a different guy. Maybe that'll
Yes,
happen here, but
yes.
don't feel confident either way there. But we can put it on the list. Um,
You know what? I'm not going to put it on the list because I think we have three others that we like as maybes. We have two right now. Pittsburgh and Cleveland are in. We have three maybes. We're getting another one almost immediately at 425. So we're gonna have three, and then we can figure out. I'll leave this off, Matt, because your reaction was of such disgust. I won't even bring it up again. How about that?
I don't know. I just can't
No,
stomach.
I think it's the
Uh,
right side. I mean, it's fine if we don't play the Jets -4. We keep talking about this every week. Like the Jets seem severely over. They're the one team that the Sharps love this season, Matt. That we don't understand why they were favored last week in Arizona.
I
Like they're a
know.
team that we don't understand why the Sharps like them so much.
Yeah, and we were on the right side of that one, thankfully.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's pass it for now.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I mean, let's take a little break before we do the or before we do the 4 o'clock games. So yeah, I mean,
All
I
right.
guess
Well,
um
the break in the podcast is different than the break on live. That's why it's so we have to do this
yes.
different, so it makes it so
Well, why
unique.
don't we,
Yeah.
so since
I'll talk
we're
about Greg Morris
behind the
cards. Yes.
curtain, yeah, go ahead.
We're
We can talk about it live.
yeah.
We'll
Well,
splice it in an audio.
we're sponsored by my friends at Greg Morris Cards. Everyone's looking for a few bucks around the holidays. Well, what if you were sitting on money you didn't know you even had? My friends at Greg Morris Cards are the leaders in vintage sports cards, can help you turn the sports cards collecting dust into real money. Matt, you have some sports cards. You talked to Greg Morris Cards. What did you learn?
Yeah, I did. Well, the first thing I learned was no matter how many times I asked, they do not have any Geoff Schwartz cards, which bummed me out.
I,
I've asked
I,
a lot.
I
I've
think my
asked for
parents asked for that too. They've asked
yeah.
around. There's no Jeff Schwartz cards. We've
Um,
tried.
but but no, I mean it's the way that it works is cool. And basically it's like if you have something sitting around, which I do, I just moved and like there's a couple of cards I have just sitting around. And I was like, you know what? Like I was talking to our friend Drew there.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I have an OJ Simpson card sitting around. Like, how much would that even be worth? Thinking like, it's like an OJ Simpson rookie card that my dad gave to me. He was like, this is gonna be worth something one day. And it's great. And Drew was looking into it for me, but it's a nice way to, I don't know, find a few extra bucks around the holidays. We all need it. But I was really impressed with their operation. Everybody should go check it out.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Everyone has sports cards laying around. I do as well. My son has a bunch of them. So go check out Greg Morris Cards. You can find out what they are worth. They'll help you earn the most for your cards. Turn your card collection to real money. Scan the QR code on the screen or visit their website or let me know. I'll send you their direction. Check out Matt at MM410. I'll send you a direction. I did just search, by the way, for Geoff Schwartz trading cards on the internet. There are none. There are none. I don't think I ever signed
Somebody's
one.
got to have one. If someone's listening to this show, there's a good chance that they have one, right?
Maybe. I don't know if I ever signed any. I have no idea. Now we have to search. We got to search the interweb, find a Geoff Schwartz, a Geoff Schwartz trading card. But my dad has a large collection of cards. He sent them to me. And my son, we're gonna look at them when he comes for Thanksgiving. Like it's got like a whole set of them. So I know he used Greg as well to kind of price those out and see if they're worth. They're a little bit the one thing about trading cards is they have to be in sometimes some good quality. I think my dad's were in a suitcase, not a suitcase, a briefcase for 50 years. So I'm not sure they're in the best quality to be sold. But make sure if you have trading cards, you keep them in good condition and go visit Greg Morris Cards. All right, Matt, would you like to just put the game in now, or do you want to talk about it? Or what do you want to do?
Well, let's see. Well, that game is until 1:30 or 4:30 Pacific.
Okay.
So why not let's do the other ones first.
Okay.
The Falcons are at the Broncos. The Broncos are laying two.
Yeah. Just
No,
nothing.
nothing.
Nothing
I went
whatsoever.
back and forth on this one a lot. I can't really tell. I think I might like Atlanta with the points, but not enough to make the case.
No, I don't think I don't think you no. I mean, they're on the road, they're outside. The thing about Denver is I feel like every game is about 50-50 with them, right, Matt?
Yeah.
Like
Same with Atlanta.
it's true, but Atlanta is a tad more consistent with their 50-50. Like the Broncos didn't score in the second half of that game against Kansas City. Now, the field goal was blocked, I get it, but um they just don't seem very trustworthy. So I'll stay away from them in this one, and I think there's just no play for this one.
Yeah, that's fair. Um, okay, San Francisco's hosting Seattle. San Francisco laying six and a
Yeah.
half.
Um,
Uh,
Teaser. Just put them in a teaser.
yeah, good
We'll be done
teaser.
with it. I built a
Seattle's off a
teaser for us,
bye,
by the
right?
way. What?
Seattle's off a bye. This feels like a huge game for them.
Yeah, but they're not very good, I
They're
don't
not
think.
good. I agree.
They're just not good.
All right. Yeah, that's a good teaser
I
game.
mean,
All right.
their
Maybe better than
last
teasers.
they started 3-0, Matt. Since then, Seattle lost the Lions by 13, lost the Giants by 9. Now they had a late score there, right? They blocked that kick late. Got blown up by the Niners, beat the Falcons inside, which we were on Seattle in that game, if you recall. Lost to Buffalo at home by 21. They were uncompetitive and had that weird game. We were, I think, on Seattle against the Rams where they just couldn't put the ball in the end zone and made a bunch of dumb mistakes. I just think you pass on this one.
Yeah,
Put the Niners in a teaser leg.
love that. All right, Jeff, floor is yours. Your Chiefs are getting two and a
No,
half
don't we have
points in
one?
Buff.
Oh, it's a Chiefs time.
Yeah, it's Chiefs
Um,
time. Two and a half in Buffalo.
so they made him an underdog again. Seems again the dumbest thing to do. Mahomes been an underdog 14 times, man. He's won 11 of those games, but covered 12 and pushed one. So really 12 of 13 games he's covered. And the games that he's lost, by the way, did not cover. Actually, the games he lost were like by 3 points. Rams to 3, Patriots by 3. Um, Buffalo has been Kansas City in the regular season. That certainly has been the case. They can't do it in the postseason. Let's talk about matchups in this game. Keelan Coleman's not playing for Buffalo. Amari Cooper might play for Buffalo. If they don't have their wide receivers, how are they moving the ball in Kansas City's defense, Matt? I don't
Yeah.
know. I mean, it has to be a Josh Allen freak show game, which he certainly can do. Josh Allen's incredible. But the reason we took Denver last weekend, Matt, is we said, and we were right, the Chiefs don't care about that game. And the reason why they're 12-1-1 against the spread in the 14 games as an underdog, those are against the better teams. They care about those games.
Yeah.
They want to beat Buffalo. They want to win. And you're going to be sitting there Sunday thinking to yourself, why not just bet on Kansas City? Like, why didn't I do it?
Yeah.
Like, so it's to me, it's pretty easy. I just bet it immediately this week and just said I have Chiefs in my back pocket right now.
Yep. Yeah, you got to do it. And it's the public play. That's fine. This is only the fourth time in history that a team that's 9-0 or better is an underdog. And oddly, the last team that was like that was the 2013 Chiefs.
My team.
So yeah, exactly.
We're
So
in Denver, yeah.
It's an interesting situation. So I think I look, you got to just take the investment opportunity with Kansas City. This was one as soon as the line dropped, I was like, well, we're 20% done for the podcast.
Yeah, we have one.
All right, Sunday night, the Bengals are at the Chargers. The Bengals, the Chargers are slight home favorites.
Yeah.
They're -1.5. What do you think about this one?
I'm all aboard the Jim Harbaugh train in this one, buddy. It's one of my ones I like this week.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, think about this. I'm going to read you the Bengals sort of, they're 4-6, right?
Yeah.
They've beaten the Panthers, the Giants, the Browns, and Raiders. Now, they've lost in many different ways, but they've lost to the Chiefs, the Commanders, the Ravens twice, and the Eagles. So every team that's sort of capable, they've lost to, and there's not, they've lost in different ways, of course, right? They missed 2-point conversion. They lost the first Ravens game in a weird way. Eagles blew them out though. The Commanders pretty much handled them. That was, I guess, a late score there. They lost the Chiefs, lost the Patriots week 1. The Chargers are good, Matt. Their offense, I think, is up to 12 in DVOA now. Their defense is the best scoring defense in the National Football League. I think the Chargers are good, like a legitimate playoff caliber team, Matt.
Wow.
They're 6-3 for a reason. The Bengals are a little beat up. Now, most of the guys will end up playing, I think, but the injury report's not great as of Friday. This is the best offense the Chargers face since they played the Chiefs. The Chiefs beat them by 7, but Herbert did not play in that game. It was the Easton Stick game, I think it was. Or no, Herbert did play, but he was a little beat up. I'm sorry, take that back. So certainly a step up in competition. But I like the Chargers in this one a lot, Matt.
Interesting. I came in on the other side. I'll ride it with you. The Chargers, you mentioned the schedules. The Chargers win so far. Raiders, Panthers.
Oh, yeah.
Broncos, Saints, Browns, Titans.
Yeah.
Not great. So
No,
if this
the red
this
zone
is
problems
this
worry
is a
me.
bit of a test for both of these teams, and
But
this is this great defense. Burrow's been humming. Let's see if he'll be able to keep it up against a really good defense on the road. It's a huge game for each side.
The
and
Bengals defense is not good.
it's not been good.
No.
I just think the Bengals are trending in the wrong direction. So even with all of the sort of push to Cincinnati here, I don't mind taking the Chargers. I just feel like if this game's close, I trust the Chargers more.
The Bengals are 27 in defensive DVOA and 22 in special teams. Now they're 9 on defense. They're 9 on offense, but the Chargers are 12 on offense, 8 on defense, 17 on special teams. Like they're better all over the place.
I mean, this is a big game for your boy Herbert. Like this is
huge,
a game
yes.
he actually has to win against a good team that needs it. So
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous about that, but hey, if everyone's right and I'm wrong, then we'll win this one.
They do have DVOA does have the Chargers the easiest schedule so far this season, which is
Yeah, they haven't beaten anybody.
that's a
Their
good
best
point.
win was Denver.
All right. Well, we'll I don't feel great about it now, but we'll put it in there.
All right. Well, let's put it as a maybe. We've got three we love. The last game, I doubt we have a side on. The Texans are
No,
7.5 point road favorites
it's
at
Texans or
Dallas.
bust. But we're
Yeah,
not
and
doing that.
you can't
No.
take Dallas.
I did not think we'd get to our three maybes, Matt, but here we are, buddy. So let's say we have Pittsburgh +3, Cleveland +1, Chiefs +2.5.
Love those.
I
They
like
feel
Chargers
amazing.
-1.5.
Okay, let's put
Now
it
we have
in.
one slot left, and these are your three games:
Yeah.
Minnesota,
Well,
Detroit, Los
Detroit's
Angeles.
out. We're not doing
Okay.
Detroit. Okay, so Minnesota. Let me see if we can shop around a little. Yeah. Oh, there's sixes everywhere, so we're actually getting a nice number if we take the 5.5. I mean, the play with Minnesota is just simply like the Titans running into a really good defense, and everyone's sort of down
Yeah.
on Minnesota after a couple of weeks.
If it,
So
if it makes you feel better, Raybon is also on the Vikings.
that does make me feel better.
There's a 5.5 in FanDuel.
I don't mind that. I don't trust them. I feel like I'm on the Rams every week. I'm down
I
with
don't trust
Minnesota.
them. The Vikings played really well last week, but turned the ball over. Like it was a problem. Like if they just don't turn the ball over, then it's a different game,
Yeah.
which is part of football. I mean, I'm not saying it's not. Um, okay, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
We're going to build a teaser right after this in a second, so stay tuned here. Pittsburgh +3, Cleveland +1, Chiefs +2.5, Rams, excuse me, Chargers -1.5, Minnesota -5.5 on the road at Tennessee. Make sure, guys, to check out Greg Moore's cards. Give him another shout out. Thank you for hopping on for the holiday season. All right, Matt, teaser time. You ready? I got
Yep.
6 teams right now,
Okay.
5 teams. Take the Browns up to 7. All right.
Yep. So that's
Steelers
a
to
6.
9.
Okay.
Steelers to 9. This is a 6 point. We could go 7 with so many teams, but
Yeah, let's do a 7.
okay. So Browns up to 8, Steelers to 10, Vikings to basically just win the game,
Yep.
Niners to win the game, Chiefs up to 9.
How about Detroit -7 or San Francisco just to win?
Yeah, I put the Niners in there.
Okay. How about Detroit laying a touchdown to Mac Jones?
We
I don't
could do
mind
that. Let me see. Teaser here. 7 point. Why am I not allowed to be?
I think you can only do 6 entries in a teaser.
No, we did that big one that one time. Why can't I use the Browns? That's weird. It won't let me use the Browns and Lions together.
Because it's too much of a lock moneymaker.
Okay, well, all right. What about Dolphins? There we go. How about that?
Yeah, Dolphins probably win that game. What could go wrong betting on the Dolphins? Nothing, right? It's only killed us every week.
You're right. Okay, we'll skip the Dolphins. Um, uh, what about
Did we put Minnesota in? We're crossing the 0, but
I put Minnesota in, yeah. I put Browns, Steelers, Vikings, Niners, Chiefs. Do we put the Bengals in there up to 9?
I don't hate that.
I don't like that either. How about that? Okay. I did that. All right, done.
I like our mega teasers.
475 payout.
Let's go. That'll cover
Okay.
some of these killer losses we've had.
Yeah, jeez. All right, everyone. Enjoyed the show. Thank you, Greg Morris. Again, Greg Morris cards. Go check them out. Check out the QR code. Scan me. It's over Matt's face. It's perfect. All right, guys. We will talk to you next Friday. Let's have a winning week. Take care, everyone. Have a good weekend.
See you, buddy.